Hey everybody, Patty Ann here. Today I'm going to show you an easy peasy way to make a really cool mandala using just Cricut Design Space. At the end, I'm going to show you an extra bonus thing you can do if you have Silhouette Designer Edition or above. Of course, you need the Business Edition to do this and save it for your Cricut machine. But if you have a Silhouette machine, all you need, I believe, is Designer Edition and above. So here's an example of what it is. If you look here on my screen, look at this dancer gal. Isn't she cute? And she's got a mandala on her. Whoops. And there are 2 layers to her, as you can just see. And not only are there 2 layers of her, and I shouldn't have resized her like that. Let me go and undo that. There are 2 layers to her. There are also 2 layers to these stars that I've placed behind her. And these stars right here are going to help us to be able to align the decals or the regular vinyl, depending on what you're putting it on, but to align those perfectly. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. So let me highlight, I should have grouped her. Let's see if I can group her now. And I'm going to group that and see if I can just go ahead and hide it. Whoops, go back up here. All right, there, she's hidden. So we have all these different silhouettes. Now I happen to find all of these in Access, but you know, you can go on to Google and find any silhouette you want. Perhaps you could even make a silhouette of your own child, but more on that some other day. For today, these are the ones that I have. I think you could have something for a cheerleader mom. If you wanted to make a decal for your car, you could have a cheer mom. You could do the bear, would be really super cute. The pig, the whale, the unicorn, all of these would be really super cute. I think though today I will still focus on using the dancer. So I'm going to group all of these together and hide them just in case I want to look at them later. Come up here and get the eyeball and hide. And I'm trying to decide which of these 2 dancers I want to do. I think I really like this one. I'm going to delete this one for now. Okay, so the first thing that I would do is just kind of resize her to whatever size I might like, depending on if I'm making a shirt or if I'm making a decal for my car and I want it to say Dance Mom. Whatever. And of course, if you have a younger child who dances, you can find younger silhouettes of kids too that you could use instead. But I'm just going to use this one because I found it in Access, as I said. The first thing I would do is just click on it and duplicate it. And I'm going to need that one later. The next thing that I'm going to do is easy peasy. I'm just going to come over here to Images. And then up in here, you see I had Dance Silhouette before. I'm going to type in the word mandala and hit enter. And it's just going to come up with all of these designs. And I can look through here until I see something that I like. And it doesn't have to be anything. I can use this tiger head if I want to. But what I do want it to be is I want it to be a cut file. I don't want it to be a print then cut. And the way you know what is what, let's see if here's one that's print then cut. You see the little printer? That means it's a print then cut image. This is a print then cut image. We want one that is just cut. So since there's no printer icon, this is just a cut file. I could use any one of these that I see that I like. So I'm just going to willy-nilly go through here and choose something. I'll choose the owl just because I can and I like owls. So I'll insert the image. Okay, so here he is coming in, and all I'm going to do, I think I'll come over here where I can make my screen look smaller so I can see what I'm doing. I don't know if I want her whole person to be mandala-like. I guess I will. So I can just stretch him around. I think I'll go in further. Move it like this so I can see better, and I can take him and I can rotate him because we're really not going to know what the picture is. We're just using his mandala shapes. So again, I can just keep moving this around till I see something I like. And once I have this like something I think I kind of like, which I'm not sure about that. I would just have to play with this for a little bit to see if I like something. And what I would do now is probably zoom in so I could see maybe better placement of what I'm doing. Kind of move her around somewhere. And I have to think, think about, do I really want this thing right on her chest? Maybe not, right there, but maybe you do. Do I really want it on her belly? But I would just move these around and try different things. Once I'm satisfied temporarily, I can click on her and make sure over here she's highlighted. Let's see, click on her. Let's see, there should be two of them over here. There's one. Okay, that's the one that's her. Do you see when I click on that one and it put a bounding box around her? So I click on her, hold down my shift key and click on the owl. And then all I'm going to do is go slice. And I've got to wait for a moment or two. It'll kind of black out for a second. You can see that it's working by the green bar going across at the top. Once it makes that color, it's almost done. And I'm going to scroll back out a little bit so we can see what's happening. Okay, there it is. So I can drag her off. Oh, look, there's one of her. Drag the owl away. There's another one and another one. And I can look through these to see which one I like best. So the next thing that I would do then is I would maybe come in again closer and change this to whatever color I want it to be. So maybe I want it to be black vinyl. Maybe I want it to be black. I can leave it as black. And maybe I want to put pink glitter on top. So I could change this to pink by highlighting it and then come over here to the colors and go to advanced perhaps. And maybe find a, ooh, I know people that really love purple. A little girl I know, so I'm going to use purple and say okay. So then that's all I would have to do right there. I would have it and it would be ready to put on a car as a decal, to cut each layer out and put it on a notebook, on a purse, on anything. But as I said, I'm going to show you how to make another thing that, or something else that's going to help us to be able to place these easily when we're doing 2 layers of vinyl like this. So let's see if these are lined up good there, or well, I should say. No, they're not. Oops, there we go. There's some crazy little pieces of vinyl right there, right? And I could delete those if I wanted to by contouring them out, but I'll just leave them for now. And so the way that I do this to make sure I can line these up easily is I come over here to the shape tool and I get a star and I make it a small little star, less than an inch tall, maybe about a half of an inch, something like that. And I put one up here above her. And then I come over to the duplicate tool and make another one. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on both of these. So I hold down my shift key, make sure they're both selected, and I'm going to say align bottom because I want them perfectly aligned. And I'm going to make sure that their color is black, just like she was. And the way I could have done, I'll show you another way I can do that. But now what I'm going to do, oops, I'm going to hold these down again, grab them both again and group them. Okay, and now I'm going to duplicate them again. And this time I'm going to make this set of stars purple, just the exact same color that she has here. Now I'll show you how I can fix this. So right now they aren't actually exactly the same color as this, but I'm going to click on them anyway and double click on this, or hold down my shift key and click on the black ones, and I'm going to say align center, and that's going to put them right smack dab on top of each other. All right, now an easy way to make sure that those two colors, the purples, are exactly the same is to come over here to the sync. Right up here underneath make it says sync. You'll notice here it looks like I have 3 different colors, right? The stars are one type of purple, she is another, and then everything else is black. Well, I really want everything to be the same color, so I'm going to take this one, hold it right here, and I'm going to move it up. See how I'm picking that up? I'm going to move it up to the next layer. And there they are. And now everything's going to be exactly the same color. The stars will be the same color as her body, the purple, and the black. Obviously, all these things are the same color. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the purple. Well, now I need to get out of this and go back to the layers panel so I can see what I'm grabbing. I want to grab the two purple stars just like I've done. Look over here in the layers panel. I'm going to come down here in the layers panel and find the purple gal that I want right here. Hold down my shift key and select that. So now I have both of those things selected. And you know what I'm going to do, y'all? I'm going to grab all of these stars right here real quick and move them up. I didn't want them quite as close to her as they were. Okay, so now once again I'm going to grab the purple stars, hold down my shift key, and grab my little ballerina. And now I'm going to say attach. And the reason why I did that was because I want them to be at the exact place on the map in relation to her. So look, if we go to make it, you'll see that the purple stars are exactly where I want them to be. All right, this time it worked. Now look, here she is, and here are the two black stars. Where they are located right now is not going to help me whatsoever. But let's go down and look at the purple layer. These stars are going to be exactly where I need them to be. They've stayed perfectly. So let's cancel this. And I'm going to zoom out because I believe I might have some more things, on my mat that I want to get rid of. I'm going to delete those two. All right. So now what I have to do is I have to grab the two black stars. Here's the black star group. And select my ballerina after I hold down my shift key, select. And now I'm going to say attach. So now when I go to make it, my black stars will be exactly where I need them to be, and my purple stars will be exactly where I need them to be. So I'm going to go ahead and make this in a moment to show you how you use those stars. But before I do, I want to show you what you can do if you have Silhouette Business Edition for the Cricut. And of course, like I said, you don't need the Business Edition if you're going to do, if you're just using a Silhouette machine. So what you can do is make something as cute as this. When I attach that, it came to the top, so I'm going to right click on this layer and say move, send to the back. So there it is again. And what I made in Silhouette was this beautiful text down here. So let me make it larger so that you can see it. And right now it's not the exact color of purple that I want, but that really truly depends on what color purple I have on my mat. But I can go over here. This is where my Dance Mom purple is, and I can change it so that it matches the purple of her up here. So isn't that cute? Oopsie, don't want to do that. Undo. So what I need to do with those two is to group them again. Group. All right, now I don't take her apart. So I think that is super cute. I could have put some more text in here. Let me show you how easy it is to make this over in Silhouette. If you don't have that, just stay tuned for a few minutes because I'll go back to cutting this out and showing you how those little stars are going to help with the placement of this. Okay, here we are in Silhouette. Remember, if you're using this for your Cricut, you must have the Business Edition so you can save these properly. If you have a Silhouette machine, you probably just need Designer Edition. I'm not exactly sure which one you'd need. You'll have to check that out. But the first thing you do is just come to the text and type in, let's say Dance Mom again. Notice it comes in automatically. It looks like an Arial type font. I'm going to highlight all of this. Then I'm going to come over here to the text style panel and click on that. And when I open that panel, it gives me lots and lots of options over here of what I can do. Now, I happen to know the font I want to use is called Mandala. I think that I got it from dafont.com, but I'm not positive, but it's Mandala. Okay, so here it is right here. I'm going to click on Mandala, and you can see it's written right up here, Brannboll. And it comes in beautifully just like this, and I can make it much larger if I want to. Now notice, just like in Design Space, there are slices in between these letters, so we will have to eventually weld this together, but not quite yet, because I want to make that fancy swoosh that goes under it, and I know that that is one of the glyphs that comes available with this font. So we're not going to have to go to an outside source or a different program to be able to find the glyphs or to see the glyphs. If you're using Silhouette Business Edition, you have this button right here in the center here, and if you highlight it, it says glyphs. So when I click on that, that's going to show the glyphs that are available in this particular font. So one of the glyphs I want to use is one of these swooshes. I can choose any one that I like, it doesn't matter, so I'll just double click on that one and it inserts it right there. I click off and click back on, and I can change its size to any size that I'd like. And that looks pretty good to me. Maybe a little bit shorter. Okay, I like that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here to the tool that looks like a bug, and I'm going to highlight this area right here where the swoosh and the M are meeting, because I want to be able to make those meet really nicely, just like that. Now, those of you in my Patreon class, you remember the other day we learned about the eraser tool. If you couldn't get this to line up exactly like you want it to, and you always had this little bit of junk peeking out right there that you don't want, all you have to do is scroll in really closely, and you can use the eraser tool if you'd like to. And you just come over here and click the eraser tool. And right now, remember we learned about the different shapes that you could use, or you could change its size. I'm just going to come over here and erase this part I don't want. And again, I might want to even come in closer so I can really see what I'm doing and not mess up. And just carefully erase. And I let go of my key every once in a while in case I make a mistake. When I need to undo, I can just undo the last thing I did. If I do it all in one full sweep, when I undo, I'll be starting at the very beginning of my erasing again. So this looks pretty good right there. Okay, I'm satisfied with that. So let's zoom back out. And if you've forgotten how to use the eraser tool, or you wonder about it, join our Patreon group. And we went through all of the tools on this left-hand side the other day. And once you join, you'll be able to watch all of the older videos that we've already put up there. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to weld this. But first, I'm going to select everything. I can come up to this button right here, select all, and then I'm going to right-click and weld. All right, so everything is welded together. And you can see there are no longer cut lines in between the letters. All right, let's get out a little bit more. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the offset on here. So first I'm going to come up here to select all. Everything is selected. Then I'm going to come over here to the little tool that looks like a star with an offset on it. Click on that to open up the offset panel, and just click the word offset. Notice how just like that, it puts an offset, a beautiful offset around all of this. And I can change its size. I can make it a large offset if I want to. Or I can make it a smaller one if I want to. So let me leave it, well, I'll just leave it as a large one for right now. If I had it smaller, there'd be another technique I would want to show you, but let's not confuse this issue right now. It's really easy. So I'm just going to click on apply. Beautiful looking offset there. I'm going to change its color to purple. And I'm going to change the color of the text. Instead of it being blue, I'm going to change it to black. And get this little piece because it wasn't connected. This little purple piece right here. Need to get the selection tool, and I'm going to change that to black as well. So that's it. That is how easy it is to put an offset around anything, you guys. So I would just highlight everything or come up here and say select all, and I'd probably want to group it. So I'd right click and say group. Then I just go to File, Save As, Save to Hard Drive. And I'm going to save it as Dance Mom 2, and it's going to say I've already done that. Do I want to overwrite it? And I'll say yes. Mom Purple. I'll make it number 3. And I want to save it as an SVG for Design Space. Okay. So this may seem confusing a little bit to you, but it is so super easy. And we're having classes all the time on how to use this software. It's a blast. And it just allows you to use your machines to their fullest to make really gorgeous things. So anyway, let's go back to Cricut Design Space. I'm going to go to Browse. And I'm going to browse for Dance Mom 3. I hope I remember to change it to an SVG while I was talking. I didn't. See, oh yes it is. Dance Mom Purple 3. Okay. All right, there it is. Let's save it. Click on it and insert it. And wouldn't this be cool? Isn't that beautiful, you guys? Wouldn't that be beautiful? Honestly, I just love this. So let me go ahead and make this for you. And as I said, I'll be back in just a few moments. Okay, I'm here to show you the last part of doing this project. Here's my ballerina, and here is her mandala design that's going to go on her. The first thing I'm going to do, and I'm going to put her on this notebook that's under here. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up the mandala part. So I'm hoping that this is long enough. Let's see, maybe I should test. Yes. Okay, I'm going to put this on here. And I need my squeegee. I'm going to squeegee this. And this isn't the first one that you saw me make earlier in the video. I was having quite a few issues with my computer and Design Space yesterday. Today it's working a lot better. Let's see how this is going to do. Turn it over and start peeling it off. Looks perfect. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is just set this back on here like that. And I'm going to line up these two stars perfectly. And since I have this here, I don't have to worry about it getting stuck before I'm ready. Once I have the stars lined up perfectly, like that, oops, a little bit off, that's good, okay, then I can take this back off of here and remove this part, and then just begin bringing this down, and it should line up perfectly. Okay, and once I have the stars up lined perfectly, I can just smooth this down over top and burnish it again. And I should be able to peel both of these off perfectly like that. And now I can get rid of these stars on here. I don't need these anymore. I could just cut them off if I wanted to. But, you know, I like to use my transfer tape often. So I'm going to line it up on my notebook. And what I'm going to do is I think I'll put the text over here that I made earlier. That looks good. Just burnish this down. And I think it's turned out super duper cute. Let's look and see. Put this back on my paper, which is over there. But anyway, you can get the idea. Isn't that super cute? I think it's turned out really, really cute. And I'll put the text over here that says dance. And I think I might make it actually vertically. I think I might redo the text and make it vertical text so it will fit right here. Anyway, isn't this easy? And I think it's cute. Just adds a little bit of dimension to her. So thanks a lot for joining me. If you like my videos, please give me a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe. Also, join us on Patreon. I have a Patreon group that's strictly Cricut, and I have a Patreon group that is for Cricut and, well, actually for Silhouette software, where we're learning to use Silhouette software, whether it be for our Silhouette machines or our Cricut machines or scan and cut machines. Every single week we have a video and some new learning stuff going on. And you also get access to the $1 level if you join at the $5 a month level. So that's just like $1 a class. So again, thank you for joining me. See you all again soon. Bye-bye.